year as the head basketball coach with the Woodmen, and last year he guided them to their first winning season in 8 years, something he hopes even to improve upon this trip. Now this is Tom McKinney, now in his 3rd year at Franklin, his first head coaching assignment after some 8 years as an assistant in some very successful programs. He has brought that success to the Grizzly Cubs, as they have lost but once this season and at one time were ranked in the top 20. And I'm Jerry Baker, and welcome to Franklin Community High School as the Grizzly Cubs play host to the Greenwood Woodmen in our Channel 4 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Tonight, live from Franklin Community High School, it's the Indiana High School Game of the Week. The Woodmen of Greenwood Community are in action tonight against the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. The Game of the Week is brought to you in part by your pharmacist in green from your neighborhood Hooks Dependable Drugstore. Let Hooks be the one. And by American Fletcher National Bank, providing stability and professionalism in banking. And now to call the play-by-play, here is WIBC's Jerry Baker.
Thanks, Gary Lee, and hello again, everybody. Welcome to a excited Franklin Community High School, where tonight our Channel 4 High School Game of the Week brings you Franklin and Greenwood. Standing to my right is Gary Vandergriff. He is the head coach of the Greenwood Woodmen, a ball club that is 9-3. Gary, you have had a couple of losses by 1 point, the other by only 5. You could well be an undefeated ball club right now.
Well, we were awfully inexperienced early, and that's not an excuse now. So, but we were inexperienced, and so consequently we couldn't pick off those which we possibly could have been undefeated.
One of the emphasis that you have in your basketball program at Greenwood is defense. As you put it, 84 feet for 32 minutes.
That's what we believe in. We believe that's the way you win basketball games, and that's what you'll see tonight, and you'll see it every time we play.
When you check your statistics, particularly in scoring, you've got 3 young men literally right on top of each other scoring-wise, and the man who comes out just barely on top right now happens to be your son, Tom Vandergriff, number 24, a 6-foot junior. What kind of a season is Tom having? He's a top scorer, leads the club in assists, and leads the team in steals, obviously doing it all for you.
Well, Jerry, we believe in a team balance. We don't like to see any one individual stand out in terms of statistics. We believe that you win with a team. We have 10 young men that we play. We'll play them a lot, and we don't really think that one is any better than the other necessarily, although we have to have some leadership.
You've had 4, counting this one, which was supposed to come a week ago last Monday, 4 postponements. What kind of an effect that had on your ball club?
Well, we hope it's going to be positive. We don't know, Jerry. We play tonight. We play Friday and Saturday. Friday, if we win that one, it could be a conference championship for us. Saturday night, we play Indian Creek at Indian Creek, which is 15-0 right now, as you know. Yep. We come back and play an excellent Franklin Central team on Tuesday, go to Shelbyville on Friday, Tuesday, Friday, so you can see it's going to be tough where it's either a make or break us, and hopefully it'll be a positive thing for us going into the tournament.
I wish you the best of luck tonight, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tom McKinney is the head coach of the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. They are 14-1. They had a great turnaround, Tom, from a ball club that was 6-15 last year. How'd you manage to pull that off?
Well, I don't know for sure. We had 4 starters back from last year, and our other starter also played on the varsity, and we won some close games early in the year.
Very much like Greenwood, you put a lot of emphasis on defense, Tom. Your ball club giving up less than 51 points per ball game.
Well, we play a lot of zone, and that makes the other team slow it down a little bit, and so played pretty good defense so far.
Let's talk about one of your ball players, number 31, Tommy Collins. He's really been on a tear of late. He is a 6'2 senior, your leading scorer, your leading rebounder, your leading player as far as steals. In fact, he's had 23 steals in the last couple of ball games. He's really playing well.
Right. Tommy's a very quick athlete. He's a good all-around athlete, plays both football and basketball and college, and play either one that he wants.
Tom, on behalf of all of us at Channel 4, we want to thank you and your athletic director, Ted Server, for the cooperation in shipping this game around not just once but twice to finally get this thing in.
Well, we certainly appreciate Channel 4 coming to see your yourself that you've created quite a bit of enthusiasm for us, and that's what makes it fun for the boys.
Good luck to you and your ball club tonight, Tom.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Thank you. That is Tom McKinney, head coach of the Franklin Grizzly Club. You can see the enthusiasm, you can hear it, you can feel it. And we'll be back with the introduction of the starting lineups and the opening tip-off of our Channel 4 High School basketball game of the week in just 1 minute.
Earn money market rates on American Fletcher's Insured Deposit IRA and see your retirement savings grow. Yes, American Fletcher's Insured Deposit IRA earns money market rates on as little as $100. And you can select from 2 plans, either a floating rate or a fixed rate IRA, both earning high money market rates. American Fletcher offers more alternatives on our Insured Deposit IRA to help make your part of the American dream a little bigger.
Trust isn't given, it's earned. Trust comes from understanding, honesty, and reliability. Trust comes from example, from doing a job the right way, sometimes the hard way to make sure it's done well. Trust is why this coat has become one of the most honored symbols in healthcare. It's part of what makes a pharmacist a Hooks Pharmacist in Green. Trust in prescriptions. Since 1900, you've let Hooks be the one.
Sure wear them down, Mr. Vedder.
You gotta pound the old pavement in every little town to stay ahead, right?
My company has Watts.
No, I'm talking about sales.
We call it telemarketing. With Bell Watts lines to service customers, sales go up and the cost of selling goes down.
Like keeping your foot in the door.
Without wearing down the shoe leather.
Smart guy. Been shining his shoes a long time?
Years. The same pair.
Watts. It's another way to get things done today.
The makers of Robitussin cough medicine ask, do you know which kind of cough medicine is right for your kind of cough? For instance, do you need an expectorant, with a cough suppressant, with a decongestant, or a combination of all of these? Because there are different kinds of coughs, only one of these Robitussin formulas may be right for your kind of cough. So don't let just our television commercial recommend your cough medicine. The makers of Robitussin ask you to ask your doctor or pharmacist.
We are back live now at Franklin Community High School, getting set for the introduction of our players and, of course, the playing of our national anthem in tonight's Channel 4 High School game of the week. Duffy Haggist is our public address announcer. Let's go across the floor to him for the introduction of our activities leading up to tonight's game.
Stand and recognize the colors as they are advanced onto the floor. Please join in singing the national anthem with us.
look at the ratings as we get set for tonight's high school basketball game of the week, Franklin and Greenwood. And here's how they line up this week. First off, both AP and UPI agree that Anderson Highlands #1. Butch Stafford's got the Scots at 16-1 on the year. However, then the discrepancies begin. Plymouth is 17-0. They got the top scorer in the state, and Scott Skiles almost 31 points per ball game. Irish at Cathedral ranked 3rd. That's a ball club that's 16-1. They're playing at Columbus East tonight. Evansville Bossy ranked #4 in both polls, 16-0. And Indianapolis Howe 5th by AP and 3rd in that UPI poll. And that is a ball club you saw earlier this year. They're 15-1. Here's the second 5, AP and UPI. I'll give you a second here to look at them and kind of compare them. Marion's Giants are 14-1. Lafayette Harrison, what a great year they're having. Lafayette Harrison now 14-0 on the year. Anderson's Indians, a perennial powerhouse across the state. 8th in one poll, 7th in the other. They are 15-3. Lagodi, unbeaten, ranked #9 by AP this week, 12th by UPI. They're 14-0 on the year. And of course, there's another club you saw in our Channel 4 high school game of the week earlier this year. Gail Toll's Ben Davis Giants, 10th by AP and 8th in that United Press International poll. So there are some discrepancies, but those are the real powerhouses. That Ben Davis ball club is 17-1. And as we head into the final couple of 3 weeks of the season, you can just bet that this year's state high school basketball tournament is going to be simply one of the best ever. And a week from this Sunday, here on TV4, you'll be seeing the pairings made live from the IHSAA offices. Commissioner Ward Brown and his fine crew on hand. That'll be on Sunday afternoon at 12:30, so mark that down. There it is right there on your screen. It's the 21st of February here on TV4, and you will see how your particular club fares, who they will play, when they will play, and of course where they will play. So make note of that. 12:30 on Sunday the 21st. And that's a special tournament pairings party that is so very, very important to the fans, the players, and of course to the coaches. Well, tonight, Franklin 14-1. The only loss of the year for the Grizzly Cubs at Columbus North. They were beaten by a field goal in the final 3 seconds, and at one point in that ball game, they led by 14. The Greenwood Woodmen opened up the season on a negative note. They were beaten by Mount Vernon of Hancock County 42-41. I'm sure Gary Vandergrift was wondering then what kind of a season he had in store for him. Then they ran off 5 consecutive wins. Then they lost by 1 to Center Grove after being down by 11 in the 3rd. They were beaten by Mooresville by 5. That accounts for their 3 losses. Greenwood 9-3 on the year. And as Gary Vandergrift pointed out, don't expect a lot of offense tonight, but I think this will be one heck of a basketball game. Tough defense, top to bottom, and also 2 ball clubs pretty evenly matched, and we should have an exciting one tonight. Now let's pick up the introduction of tonight's starting lineups. Again, back across the floor to the Franklin football coach, Duffy Hagest.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's varsity contest between the Greenwood Woodmen and the Franklin Community High School Grizzly Cubs. I'd like to once again take this opportunity to welcome WTTV Channel 4 to our ball game tonight. Our officials for tonight will be Mr. John Stump of Zionsville, Mr. Roger McGriff from Edinburgh. Now for the lineup. For Greenwood. Number 12, Jay Calvert. Number 20, Jim Moreland. Number 32, Danny Scale. Number 40, Steve Howard. Number 42, Rick McLeod. Tonight's starter at guard, number 22, 6-foot senior Tony Roberts. At the other guard, number 24, 6-foot junior Tom Vandergriff. At forward, number 30, 6-foot forward senior Terry Hendershot. At the other forward, 6'2" sophomore, number 34, Jeff Smith. And at center, number 44, 6'6" senior Andy Miller. Greenwood is coached by Mr. Gary Vandergrift. For the Franklin Community High School Grizzly Cubs. Number 23, Lee Boyd. Number 33, Kevin King. Number 35, David Methina. Number 25, Todd Michaelfelder. number 45, Bruce Ward. For the starters, at center, 6'2", senior, number 41, Clayton Callan. At forward, 6'2", junior, number 55, David Shelley. At the other forward, 6'2", senior, number 31, Tom Collins. At guard, 5'10", sophomore, number 21, Tom Scott. And at the other guard, number 11, 5'6", senior, Ken Austin. Franklin is coached by Mr. Tom McKinney, assisted by Dan Workman, Noel Henninger, and Mike Eineman. God damn.
Well, there you go, folks. Starting lineups of both ball clubs. Let's take a look at the officials tonight. You see him, John Stump to the left of your screen, Roger McGriff to the right of your screen. And we've had John before, so he's a veteran of the high school game of the week here on TV4. Roger's first appearance. We're happy to have him along tonight. Roger will be the referee tonight. He'll be the fellow who put the ball in the air. We're set to play basketball. We appreciate the cooperation of Franklin High School and of Greenwood. This game was supposed to have been played on the 1st of February, a week ago last Monday, but you know what happened then. We got snowed upon the first or the second in what seems like an eternity of string of snows. And so we, with the cooperation of TV4 and both the schools, got the game on tonight. We're proud as the devil to be down here on the south side of Indianapolis. Opening tip controlled by the Greenwood Woodmen. School colors are green and gold. Franklin is blue and white. You'll have no trouble at all tonight contrasting these two ball clubs. As I mentioned, don't expect a lot of offense, but the opportunity to score will not be passed by either club. Greenwood with the basketball. Tom Vandergriff is 24. Point guard is Tony Roberts. He's a 6-foot senior, averaging 6.2. Working around the perimeter, this is Tony Roberts. He and Vandergriff will handle the ball a great deal under this current offensive setup. They swing in the middle to Andy Miller, then back outside, and Vandergriff misses. The tap is controlled by number 24, Tom Vandergriff again. Flipped in the middle, driving layup is blocked away, and a foul will be called on 31, Tommy Collins of the Grizzly Cubs of Franklin. And Collins really skied that time. Take a look at it again. Here is the pass. They have the open man moving into the hoop. Andy Miller, here's the move, here's the foul. Number 1 on Tommy Collins. As we come back to live action, we will see number 44 at the free throw line for the Greenwood Woodmen. Andy Miller, a senior, stands 6'6" tall, averaging just under 12 points per game. He's a 55% free throw shooter. He's a 70% field goal shooter though. And Greenwood breaks the ice right off the top with 40 seconds gone in the contest tonight. Woodman averaging 69 per game, Franklin 62-4. Rebounded by Franklin. Now, Grizzly Cubs got their hands on the basketball for the first time tonight. Number 11 is Kenny Austin. 5'6" senior guard, averaging 9 per. Outside, Tommy Collins. Rebound fought for in the middle, and a whistle and a foul. The shoulder, Tom Vandergriff picks up personal foul 1 for the Greenwood Woodmen. That time the rebound came out just a skosh long, and you'll see the big battle that ensues here. Comes off the front of the rim. Here is the rebound, and you can see number 21, Tommy Scott, had his hand on it, and Vandergriff got him over the top. So Tommy Scott goes to the line. He is the top free throw shooter on this Franklin Grizzly Cub team, hitting over 82% of his shots. Both these two clubs being on the south side of Indianapolis by about 20 miles or so, have good forces in the stands tonight. And just looking right in the face of Tommy Scott is a large group from Greenwood High, but they don't affect Tommy at all. The 5'10" sophomore knocks home 2, and Franklin jumps in front for the first time by 1, a 2-1. Full court press employed by Franklin early in this contest. A minute gone. 2-1 basketball game. Quickly the lob up court to Andy Miller. Andy getting double teams, swings it back to Terry Hendershot, and Hendershot got it. Terry is the young man who played so very well early in the season. As I mentioned, they've got 3 fellas scoring within 0.2 of a point average-wise. Vandergriff 11-9, Miller 11-8, and Hendershot 11-7, which goes along with Gary Vandergriff's way of thinking of not putting any special pressure on one young man. There is Tommy Collins getting his first field goal, and it's now a 4-3 basketball game with Franklin back in front again. 6 minutes and 20 seconds to play, first period. Greenwood with it. Now the defense settles in, and it looks to be that it's a zone defense being employed by Tom McKinney's club. Down to the corner and back out left side at Tom Vandergrift. Now in the middle, turnaround shot Miller. Tipped up once and it wouldn't go, and it's a loose ball being picked up from the near side of the court by Tony Roberts. You can see how the Franklin defense is set up. It's definitely a zone at this point of the contest. Here is Jeff Smith. First time we mentioned Jeff's name. Here is a lane violation and a walking violation called against Greenwood. Very quickly off the bench across the way, Gary Vandergrift, a graduate of Sullivan High School and Hanover College in 1958. First time I've had a chance to see Gary in a long, long time. And in fact, Vano Graham, who was the mayor of Greenwood, was a senior at Sullivan High School when Gary was a freshman there. So they played 1 year of high school basketball together. A little South Side camaraderie. There's Gary. 4th year as the head coach at Greenwood, 32-31 coming into the season. Turnover by Franklin gives the ball back to the Woodmen with 5:41 to play first period. 4-3 is the score. Franklin has the lead. And pressure all over the court. Whistle, walking violation. On Greenwood, Tony Roberts got himself caught in a heavy traffic jam and shuffled his feet. And the officials right on top of the play make the call. Franklin trying to add to its record, run it to 15-1 if possible, and get themselves really geared up for that state tournament just down the line. 4-3. Franklin has the lead and the basketball and a chance to get the largest lead that either ball club's enjoyed so far. Tommy Collins, they give him a little room. They're playing man-to-man in the middle, getting free on a good pass, missing the shot, and the rebound comes out, and a whistle and a foul. Kenny Austin got in deep that time. The pass was there, and he just simply got in too deep under the hoop. Take a look at it now. The foul is on Clayton Cowling, the 6'2 senior. Here's the lob pass, and you saw that Kenny Austin had a pretty good crack at the hoop, and there's the foul. Not a shooting foul. We're not getting the bonus. Only the second foul against Franklin. So the Grizzly Cubs jump back on defense. Here comes Greenwood again. In a hurry, they come to Andy Miller. Miller going back out to the point guard, Tony Roberts. I would suspect we'll see that throughout much of the night when they get in trouble. And that is Tom Vandergrift getting the jumper outside. I said Tony Roberts, it was Tom Vandergrift. Top shooter on the ball club scoring-wise, 11-9. Leads the team in assists and steals. And it's a 5-4 game now. And whistle underneath again, and a blocking out foul. The shot was taken outside, and the foul is called against Greenwood. That's what John Stump signals across the way. It'll be 44. That's Andy Miller. That is number 2 on him. You had a good look there at Franklin head coach Tom McKinney, graduate of Columbus North High School and Indiana University. Got his master's degree there. Franklin College basketball. Franklin Community High School basketball. Franklin College is just down the street. Rebound, put back up and go by David Shelley. Shelley, the 6'2 junior, starting forward that time, was about 12 to 15 feet away from the hoop, and the ball came right to him. It is 6-5, a lead for the Franklin Grizzly Cubs. Nobody's been able to get more than a 1-point lead at this point of the game. Through Vandergrift's legs and out of bounds. I would suspect that early in this contest we may see some turnovers because of the defensive pressure being enforced by both clubs. 6-5. Franklin has it. 4:11 to go first period. Greenwood stays in that 2-3 zone. Austin swings it down in the corner. Rebound pulled out of there by Tony Roberts. Tony will bring it across the timeline rather slowly, and they set up with Vandergrift to the left side and Jeff Smith to the right side. And a couple of big guys working inside, Hendershot and Miller. Smith missing, rebound put back up and good. And that is 24, Tommy Vandergrift. Vandergrift getting his second field goal. He has 4 points. And it's a 7-6 basketball game. Franklin out in front. They make a break on the press. Shot comes up short, an air ball. Right back down into the hands of Terry Hendershot. Here come the Greenwood Woodmen again. 3:24 to play. First period, 7-6 your score. Greenwood has the lead over the Grizzly Cubs of Franklin. Jeff Smith. Oh, he got a roll. Smith off balance picks up his first field goal and first points of the night. And it's make it a 9-6 lead now as Greenwood moves out in front. That's the first time that anybody's had more than a 1-point lead. Quickly in the free throw line area, Austin missing again. Rebound pulled down by Terry Hendershot. And the Greenwood Woodmen have a chance now to stretch that lead to 5. 2:45 to play, first period. Vandergrift looking, coming back to Roberts at the point. Off the mark by Hendershot and rebounded beautifully by Clayton Cowling. Lob pass up court. Tommy Scott in the middle. They got it. Oh, that's beautiful playing there. Tommy Collins getting his second field goal on a Clayton Cowling pass underneath. 9-8. The lead chopped down to 1 again. Greenwood Woodmid with the lead, with the basketball, having some trouble getting it across the line. They finally do, and Tom Vandergrift is under control. 2 minutes and 9 seconds to play. Vandergrift in and out, whistle underneath, and a foul. Somebody did some shoving underneath, and they're moving down to the other end. It would appear to be on Andy Miller. That is Andy Miller, 2 on him, 3rd against the ball club. No shots involved. And 2:04 to play in the first period. 9-8 is the score. Franklin trailing, but they got the basketball. Their biggest lead has been 1. That's been on 2 or 3 occasions. 2-1, 3-2, and things of that nature. In the middle, whoops, got one of the cheerleaders right in the nose. That'll bring water to your eye. I think she's all right. Last touch by Greenwood. And Franklin will inbounds beneath their own bucket. Tommy Scott, 5'10 sophomore, will throw it in. Looking out back, he goes deep to David Mathena, who came in during that delay in the action. David Mathena in the lineup. 5'11 sophomore. It's a young ball club that Tom McKinney has put together. 1:40 to go, first period. 9-8 basketball game. Greenwood leading. Shot up the side of the backboard and picked out by Greenwood. Will he come again? A minute and a half to go, first quarter. Good ball movement. Out of bounds. Last touch by Franklin. Shot taken by Rick McLeod. Rick, 6'2 junior. Now a substitution for Franklin. It'll be 45. Bruce Ward, who will be the biggest man you're going to find tonight wearing that white uniform. He'll come in. Timeout has been called. 1:20 to go. First quarter of play. The score is now Greenwood 9, Franklin 8. We'll be back in a minute. Baker back live at Franklin High School, Franklin Community High, for our Channel 4 High School Basketball Game of the Week. And you see some of the enthusiastic young folks who are here at Franklin tonight. Good-sized crowd. There's your score. 9-8. Greenwood has the lead. And the clock shows 1:20 to go here in the first period. Greenwood inbounding beneath their own hoop. Threw it away. And out of bounds to Franklin. So Franklin will inbounds under their own hoop, or under the Greenwood hoop, and bring it the length of the floor. And there's that full court press we've seen a lot of tonight, and I would imagine throughout most of the game we will. They get it inside, and the pass at the board. They were trying to go to Bruce Ward. Very quickly, Greenwood comes back with Jim Moreland, the 5'10 senior, now in that lineup. Jim sets up outside along with Tom Vandergrift. Tommy's a top scorer so far tonight. He has 4 points and a couple of field goals for Greenwood. Less than a minute to go, first period. Whistle, walking violation. Turnover gives the ball back to Franklin again. 9-8 to score. Franklin Grizzly Cubs being led in scoring by Tommy Collins. He leads the club in scoring, rebounding, and steals. Averaging 16-2. He has 4 so far. Tommy Scott back in the corner, fakes the shot, and is Lee Boyd, and he walked to the ball. Lee is a 5'11 senior. Both coaches will use a lot of players. Matter of fact, Gary Vandergrift says he's got a 10-man team. They will all play and they will all rebound. He is extremely high on his players going to the hoop. So don't be surprised at any point in time to see any of the Woodmen inside going for that rebound. 27 seconds to play, first period. Greenwood with Tom Vandergrift leading by 9-8. Vandergrift swings upside to Moreland. Down low, batted away, belongs to Franklin. 17 seconds remain in the first period. Last couple of ball games, Tommy Collins had 22 points and 10 steals against Martinsville, 17 points and 13 steals in a win over Newcastle. So he played well last weekend. 9 seconds to go. Pass inside, catches the side of the board. That's the second time that's happened. There's Tom McKinney just looking on. Apparently one of the Woodmen hit it. So with 7 seconds remaining in the first period, it's still a 9-8 basketball game. Greenwood leading, and Franklin throws it away on the inbounds pass, but again touched by Greenwood. So Tommy Collins will toss it in, out back to Tommy Scott. On to 5. Near side, shot put up. It is no good. Tapped up once. It's good if it goes. And I believe they'll give the hook to Bruce Ward, number 45. Right at the buzzer, Bruce Ward hits his first 2 of the night. And after the first period of play in our Channel 4 high school basketball game of the week, as you look at it again, it's Franklin 10, Greenwood 9.
Hook's pharmacists in Green have been dispensing quality generic drugs when prescribed for over 80 years. Generic drugs can offer savings, especially for many individuals on long-term therapy. Talk to your physician, and should it be determined that a generic drug would be right for you, your Hook's pharmacist will fill that generic prescription exactly as your doctor ordered. Just another reason to turn to Hook's for all your prescription needs.
The Van Slyke Country Store invites you to a wood-burning seminar this Saturday. Learn how to efficiently use wood to heat your home and save on the heating bills. We have stove cutaways for you to examine. We also have brochures and charts. So if you will bring with you your ideas or your fireplace dimensions, we can help you select the fireplace insert or the stove that is just right for your needs. Once again, that is Van Slyke's Wood-Burning Stove Seminar, the Van Slyke Country Store, US 31, just 1 mile south of Whiteland Road. Remember, you'll like Van Slyke.
Our next Channel 4 high school basketball game of the week next Wednesday will be at Tech High School. Ernie Klein will have the Tech Titans out against Bill Harrell's Muncie Central Bearcats. Mark it down for 8 o'clock. Muncie Central, Indianapolis Arsenal Technical High School. Wednesday night at 8. Second period tap control by Greenwood. The Woodmen led throughout much of that first period, and then on a Bruce Ward tip-in at the buzzer, fell behind 10-9 at the first quarter stop. The Woodmen have it again. Trailing by 1. They have led by as many as 3, and indeed that's been the biggest lead of the ball game. Greenwood with it. Very patiently. They drop it inside. Kicked away, but saved by Greenwood. Shot in the corner was shy. The rebound comes down to Tommy Collins. Collins leads the team in rebounding, averaging over 10 per. 7:25 to go, first half. Franklin with a chance now to stretch the lead to 3. Turnaround shot. Ward is good. This young man has come off the bench. He's a 6'5" senior. He shoots 33% from the field and 33% from the free throw line, but he has shown us something in the short period of time he has been in this contest tonight. It is 12-9, and now Greenwood picks up its biggest lead of the contest, a 3. Substitution on this personal foul call. Foul is against 35, and that is David Mathena, number 1 on him. Now here's the change in the lineup. 22 coming back in for Greenwood is Tony Roberts, 6-foot senior starting guard. And he'll replace Jim Rowland, a 5'10" senior who leaves the ball game with no points. 3-point lead, Franklin. Averaging 62-4 to Greenwood 69. Defensively, Franklin averaging, giving up only 50.7. Greenwood 55-4. Fine rebound, put back up, good. Andy Miller. Andy Miller, who averages 11.8, picks up his first bucket, 3rd point of the day. And the lead goes to 1 again, as you see. Franklin up by 1, and the Grizzly Cubs have the basketball. Minute and a half gone, second quarter. Franklin, ooh, they had the play set beautifully. Tommy Scott wouldn't go. Rebound picked off by Scott, and it still won't fall. And a rebound, I think Scott's going to get the foul. Indeed he will. First on Tommy. Oh, the play was really set up beautifully. They get the pass inside. Here it comes. They've loaded the floor to the right side. Scott sneaks over to the near side. They lob it over the defense. He goes up once and misses. Gets it again. Makes the move to the hoop one more time. Misses again. Here's where he gets the frustration foul. We come back live, and Greenwood has the ball, trailing 12-11, 6:18 to play, second period. Well, very obviously, you don't want to back up on Greenwood because they'll take the shot outside. Tony Roberts getting his first 2 of the game. Tony averaging 6 per. He is a 6-foot senior. 2 minutes gone. First half. Our usual halftime lineup for you. Doug Rafford will be along with a news break. Got student reps in both the schools. We'll also see the halftime show here at Franklin tonight. Way up high. Greenwood rebounder, Tony Roberts. Now make it Vandergrift. There's Roberts. Now they lob it inside and threw it away. They were trying to go in the middle to Miller. And instead, Tommy Collins came out of there with it. 5.5 minutes to play, first half. Franklin down 13-12. Low-scoring game as we had expected, and also extremely close. And I would imagine it'll be this way throughout much of the contest. Shelley out back to Boyd. Now it's Kenny Austin. Kenny, 42% shooter from the field, gets his first 2 tonight. Young man's a 5'6" senior, leads the team in assists with 8.7 per game. Kenny Austin, second-year starter, by the way. 14-13 now, Greenwood. Still the zone. A 2-1-2 or a 2-3. Vandergrift trying to pop over it. Cannot. Rebound comes to Tommy Collins again. Substitutes for both clubs already waiting to come in. Both coaches, Tom McKenny, Gary Vandergrift, like to use their personnel. Missed shot. Rebound pulled out Andy Miller. Miller waits for the traffic to clear. 4:40 to go, first half. 14-13, Franklin, and Greenwood takes a timeout. With the score, Franklin 14, Greenwood 13, 4:36 to go. First half, we'll be right back. This morning about 8 o'clock. Things are hot here tonight, though. We're on the south side, and Franklin's Grizzly Cubs have picked up a rebound and a walking violation. Kenny Austin, that time, was run over by Clayton Cowling, and Clayton had just no chance whatsoever. His momentum was going that way. Watch it. Here's the rebound on the missed shot by Hendershot. Here it is. Now Austin picks it up, and right there Cowling just simply cannot get out of the way. Now we're back live. 4:10 to go in the half. 14-13. Franklin leads. Greenwood has the basketball in the middle, taken away by Tommy Collins. Here comes Franklin on the break. They got the advantage, and a little foul will be called, and it'll be a charging foul tag on Tommy Collins. That's 2 on him. That time, Franklin had what looked to be their best break of the ballgame. Now watch what happens. Tommy Collins goes right down the middle and runs back into Tony Roberts, picks up the personal foul. So as we come back, we'll go to the free throw line. There is Tommy Collins sitting next to the head coach across the way, Tom McKinney. With the bonus in effect, there's Gary Vandergrift, head coach of Greenwood. We will now see our second free throw shot of the night. Tommy Scott hit his first 2 for Franklin. Andy Miller his first 2 for 1 out of 2 for Greenwood. And now it's Tony Roberts going to the free throw line. Here's Tony. He is third in his senior class academically. So this young man does a little more at Greenwood than just play basketball, obviously. Missing the free throw, he has 2 points and a field goal. Score remains 14-13. There's a steal by Roberts. Strangely enough, as close as this game has been, it has never been tied. Greenwood trailing by 1, 14-13 with the ball, lobbing it down inside to Andy Miller. Hendershot. That's Terry's second bucket, 4th point, averaging 11.7, leading the ball club with rebounds, 7.1. High arching shot by Kenny Austin. Boy, that time he had defensive hands right on top of his head and still managed to arch it in and put Franklin back in front again, 16-15. 3:10 to play, first half. 1 point lead. Not anymore. It's a 1 point lead the other way now as Tony Roberts bangs one home again. Roberts is a good field goal shooter. He hits 50% of his shots outside. Averages 6 per game. He has 4. About a 1.5 assists per game total also. Austin got around his defensive man and got it again. Kenny Austin, second consecutive field goal. He has 6 of the 8 points Franklin has scored here in the second quarter. And it goes back to 18-17. Franklin on top, as you see the screen with the score superimposed. 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Roberts playing pitch and catch outside with Jay Calvert, a 5'10" junior, number 12, averaging 4 per contest. They penetrate, bring the guards together. Here's Roberts missing. And rebounding inside is number 41, Clayton Cowling. Quickly they come up court, and they threw it away. Super effort by David Mathena, the 5'11" sophomore, went crashing into the crowd, the Greenwood crowd at the end of the floor. He is up, he's all right. Less than 2 minutes to play, first half. 18-17 score. Franklin leads. Greenwood trying to go back in front. Good rebound, Miller. Great position that time from Andy. He and Terry Hendershot both tie for the lead rebounding-wise, just over 7 per. 19-18, Greenwood has the lead. It was 10-9 at the end of the first quarter as Bruce Ward tipped one into the buzzer to give Franklin the edge. Shelley swings it down deep left corner. Shot is short. Great position on the rebound again by Terry Hendershot. So far, if there's any edge in this ball game, rebounding-wise, it would be to Greenwood strictly on positioning. They got the offensive rebound and scored with good position, then came back on defense and got the board again. Inside to Miller. Great move inside. Andy Miller, as the guards are split, and as soon as Miller can break free, they being the guards, get the ball in there very quickly. And now it's a three-point lead by Greenwood. That matches their biggest lead of the ball game. They trail by 3 early in this period. Over the shoulder, fouls on Tony Roberts. David Shelley put the shot up and rolled off the edge. Take a look at it again and watch the position this time by Greenwood. There is Shelley's shot, catches the iron, comes off, and you see 22 Tony Roberts going over the top. For Tony, that is personal foul 1. Back live now. That is only the 4th team foul against Greenwood, so still no shots involved. Inbounded to Mathena. They swing it around the horn. It's Kenny Austin. Tommy Scott. Austin again with 42 seconds to play. Rebound on the floor to David Mathena. First bucket for David. 5'11" sophomore. Franklin starts 1 sophomore and has 2 more waiting on the bench to come in. It's 21-20 Greenwood. 22 seconds to play. Larry Vandergrift, head coach of the Greenwood Woodmen, across the way. Probably his ball club will be happy to play for the final shot. And if they miss it, still in the locker room at halftime with a 1-point lead. They got it in the middle, just bucked it away. Fine defensive play. Here is the lead pass. It is up and it's gone. Tommy Scott on the breakaway. Beautifully done by Franklin's Grizzly Cubs with no time showing. Great defensive play at this end. And then very quickly on the break, Tommy Scott, here's the lead pass. Here comes the foul. And the foul, as you can see, was on number 20, Jim Moreland. So just as quickly as that, it changes. We have hit halftime. We're pretty much where we started. As we hit the midway point of our Channel 4 high school basketball game of the week tonight, it's Franklin 22, Greenwood 21. Stay with us for our special halftime show.
I don't know. We should be able to come out and get a bigger lead.
You're a senior here at Franklin Community High School. What kind of things are you involved with at the school?
I'm in Fellowship of Christian Athletes and High Y, and I'm help out on cheerleading squad here at Franklin.
Great. Well, you're doing a great job with the cheerleading squad because they're really enthusiastic tonight. Tell me something about your future plans once graduation time rolls around in May, or if we ever get to graduate with all the snow activity out there. What are your future plans?
I plan to go to Purdue University next year and major in chemical engineering with a computer science background.
Jim's going to IU and you're going to Purdue. That'll be an interesting situation.
Yeah, I will have to go Purdue all the way, though.
Tell me something briefly about Franklin High School.
Franklin is state-wise in basketball. We were in the state 20, 21, and 22. And 73 and 74 was the last trip to the state. We hope to be back there this year. Good luck to you, and good luck tonight's basketball game. Thank you. Thanks for being with us. Our special representatives in both these high schools tonight. Halftime score again is 22-21. Franklin has that 1-point lead. And we continue along with our special Decade of Greatness show tonight on Indiana's Decade of Greatness. Coach Bobby Knight talks about a game of the Big Ten Championship Series against Ohio State back in 1980. Community High School. While I have just a moment, our thanks to Ted Server, who is the athletic director here at Franklin Community High School. A couple of years ago was the Indiana Athletic Director of the Year, and as a matter of fact got some national acclaim with the outstanding job he has done here. He was the coach for the Franklin Grizzly Cubs for a number of years. The efforts that he gave to our Channel 4 crew, and they come in here early in the day and do a tremendous job of coming in, setting up, and getting things in order, has just been phenomenal. We sincerely appreciate the cooperation of Ted Server, Superintendent Dr. Charles Pratt, and William Breck, who is the principal, and all the folks involved here at Franklin High School. By the way, IU's basketball season continues tomorrow night. The Hurricane Hoosiers take on the Fighting Illini, University of Illinois, at 7:30 here on your sports station, Channel 4. John Laskowski and Chuck Marlowe will be along to cover that one for you. And, of course, the Hoosiers, with the great effort over Minnesota last Saturday, got themselves right back in the Big Ten chase. So Chuck and John will have that one for you tomorrow night here on TV4. Second half set to go. The tap control by Franklin. They get the break and miss the hoop, and the rebound comes right back outside. David Shelley caught nothing but backboard on that one. Grizzly Cubs leading by 1. That's where it was at the end of the first quarter. Stop at 22-21 and a half and 10-9 at the end of the first. Each club in that second period led by 3. Franklin early on in the period, and Greenwood toward the end managed a 3-point lead, but then on the foul right with the clock showing goose eggs and the bucket that was made in the process gave Franklin the lead. So Greenwood now comes back out. They have 22, Tony Roberts at guard, along with Tom Vandergrift 24. That's the way they started the game. Andy Miller in the middle started there, as did Terry Hendershot, who has the ball right now and scores the hoop. Terry starting at one of the forward spots, and Jeff Smith, number 34, at the other. That, by the way, is Terry's 6th point of the game. They've got to have some more scoring out of him. The average is 11-7. Greenwood goes back in front again by 1. Nobody's been able to escape the other for any lengthy period of time. Greenwood stays in that man-to-man defense. Franklin, throughout the first half, was in a zone, a 2-3 or a 2-1-2. See what happens in the second half when they finally go back on D. Austin goes down in the corner, and the jumper is up and good by Tommy Scott. Scott on your screen, number 21, a 5'10 sophomore, averaging just under 8 per contest. And that's his 6th point of the night. We played 1:15 in the second half, and it's a 24-23 contest. Defensive play, but some body contact on Tommy Collins. And that is the 3rd on Tommy Collins, the 6'2 senior. Boy, he really got up high. Take a look at this again, and watch Collins, number 31, come skying, but he made body contact. And we will send Tom Vandergrift to the free throw line. Tommy is co-captain. His father, head coach Gary Vandergrift, says he makes us go. Very physical player, extremely quick. There are his numbers. And for Tom, that's his 5th point of the game, and the first he has scored since the opening period. He had a couple of field goals and drew the old horse collar in period number 2. That is a 24-24 ball game. That is, in effect, the first time this game has been tied. And Greenwood jumps out in front again. 6:36 to play in the 3rd period. Don't go too far away, because the way these clubs are going, we might be here for a while. Kenny Austin brings it across. Defensive effort by Tony Roberts. High post, Clayton Cowling. Back out to Austin again. 6:18 to play in the 3rd period. Near side, David Mathena, 5'11 sophomore, off the bench in substitution. Deflected away in the middle, I think touched in there by Vandergrift. And Tommy brings it across the timeline, spins in the middle. Got to Roberts again. Well, the guards work very well for both ball clubs. Vandergrift missing, following his own rebound, puts it back up. Bad shot that time under pressure. And the ball is saved by Franklin, but picked up by Greenwood. Loose ball in the middle. Well, it's like a football game right now. Finally, Franklin comes out of there with it. Lead pass up court, and a walking violation called. They had the move down the right side by David Shelley. You saw Shelley with some brief conversation with the official. Shelley never quite got control of it, tried to just kind of bat it to the hoop, and in the process picked up the walking violation. Turnover gives the ball back to the Greenwood Woodmen again. Now they're in no hurry to bring it across the timeline. It's going to be a low-scoring affair with 5.5 minutes to play at 3rd period. A 25-24 Greenwood lead. They add 2 more. That is Tommy Vandergrift's first bucket since the opening quarter. He has 7 points now. It has tied Andy Miller for scoring honors. Head coach Gary mentioned they don't put a lot of emphasis on who gets the points, just as long as they get the point. 3-point lead Greenwood. They've had that lead at 3 on 3 different occasions. Here is Shelley. They lob it across, setting the double kick down low right side, using it as kind of a screen to throw over. Didn't go anywhere, so Lee Boyd, a 5'11 senior, brings it back outside again. Oh, a good muscle move that time by Clayton Cowling. Believe it or not, that is Clayton's first 2 points of the game. He is the top field goal shooter percentage-wise. He's hitting over 55% of his shots. Franklin Grizzly Cubs looking to add notch number 15 to their belt. They are 14-1 on the year. They are down now 27-26. And Greenwood trying to increase that lead to 3. Franklin fans and Greenwood fans alike are all standing, and Andy Miller busts down the alley and gets his first bucket in the second half of play. Andy with 9. And the lead goes back to 3. A steal by Vandergrift on the inbound pass. And Tom gets his 5th point this period, 9 on the night, and timeout has been called. Excellent defense by Tommy Vandergrift. 4:12 to play, third quarter. It's now 31-26. Here is the steal right here. He just stripped Kenny Austin and got the hoop, and we'll be back in just a minute. Vandergrift's steal is given Greenwood its biggest lead of the ball game at 5 at 31-26 with 4:05 to play in this third period. Tenacious defense now being offered up by the Greenwood Woodmen. In the corner, deep low, left side, shot will not go, and a rebounded foul by Andy Miller off the missed shot that time from 35, David Mathena. Now Greenwood's got a chance to stretch that lead to the biggest that's it's been in the game so far. It's where it is right now, as a matter of fact, at 5. Muscle, and a foul being called, blocking foul on David Mathena. That is the second on David and the second against the ball club here in the second half. No shots, of course. That was 34, Jeff Smith on your screen. And number 30, the inbounds trigger man will be Terry Hendershot. Terry will toss it in. They find the open man. They do out deep to Vandergrift very quickly on the right side to Jeff Smith. Loose ball. Miller can't find the handle on it. Finally, it is Smith picking it up and going out to Vandergrift in a lane violation. Jeff Smith that time, through no fault of his own, simply got caught in the lane. I mean, he had no place to go. That's Gary Vandergrift looking on. He wasn't that upset, I don't believe, on the play. His man just simply could not get out of there. Greenwood greets the Franklin offense of that full court press. We've been watching that all night long. Austin, yes, sir. Getting his first 2 of the second half. Austin now with 8. He is still the top scorer for the Grizzly Cubs. He averages 9 per contest. There is a blocking foul against Franklin. Tag this one on Lee Boyd. Number 1 on him, and the 3rd against the club. Now a change. 21, Tommy Scott coming in. 23, Lee Boyd going on. Boyd leaves with no points and 1 personal foul. Terry Hendershot will toss it in right in front of the Franklin cheering section to our left. Into Miller. Out to Vandergrift. Being hounded by Kenny Austin. 31-28 affair. Miller swings inside, and he'll get it again. Andy Miller with 11. He becomes the first player on either club to hit double figures scoring-wise. We're at 3 minutes now, third period. 33-28. Back to that 5-point lead for Greenwood. The Woodmen are 9-3. They lost a couple of those games by 1, the other by 5, so you can see how close they were to a 12-0 season. 2:45 to play, third period. Greenwood stays in that. Let me check here now. No, they've gone zone. Whistle, foul prior to the shot. Out is against Greenwood. And they put it on number 34. That is Jeff Smith. Take a look at this again. It happens right in here. There's the foul reaching in right there. The shot would not have counted had it gone. Kenny Austin gets the inbounds pass. The youngster bombs away outside. Couldn't get the shot, and Andy Miller's got the rebound again. And they get Jeff Smith. Now here come the Woodmen again. Same guard combination. Robertson, Vandergrift almost threw it away, and a foul on Tommy Collins, and I've got him for 4. And Collins that time very aggressive. He almost makes a steal. Watch it right into your living room. There it is right there. Got him on the arm. That is personal foul 4 on Tommy Collins. Back live. Collins is still in that lineup. Bounce down low to Jeff Smith in the middle. It is good. Vandergrift again. Tom Vandergrift has 7 points in the period. 11 on the night. Turnover. Nope. Good defensive play by Greenwood, but Franklin will get it again. Right now the momentum has swung to the green and gold. Change of the lineup. You see 35, David Mathena. He has come in there, and they have taken Tommy Collins out with that. Tommy Collins out with that 4th personal foul. Just inside 2 minutes, third period. Whistle, foul. This time it'll go on Greenwood, and they will tag number 30, Terry Hendershot. Hendershot picking up his first personal foul, and I think Terry's been in there right from the very outset of the game. Look at it again and watch the contact here. The bounce pass comes in low. makes the move around the man, and with the help-out defense, Hendershot picks up that personal foul. We're back live with 1:55 to play in this third quarter. Deep in that corner, an air ball, and the rebound to Terry Hendershot. No advantage on the break, so wisely so. Roberts holds up. 35-28 basketball game. The lead pass. Great defensive play by Tony Roberts. Tony literally was turned around backwards. They're helping him off the deck. Young man made a brilliant play just to get his hands on the basketball. Look at this again now. Here is the lead pass. Now here he is. Watch Roberts. He just barely got just a peek of the basketball out of his eye and managed to knock it away. As we're back live with 1:42 to go and a 7-point lead in the third quarter for Greenwood. Franklin knocks it away. Belongs to the Woodmen again. 7-point lead for Greenwood at halftime. It was a 22-21 ball game. Franklin had the lead. Since then, though, they have scored but 6 points, and Tommy Vandergrip alone has scored 7 for the Woodmen. 1:32 to go, third period. 35-28, Greenwood over Franklin. Miller foul from behind. Foul is on Bruce Ward. That is the first on Bruce, and it is a 5th against the team, so we'll take some shots now. Get a good look at Andy Miller. Andy Miller will be at the free throw line. Andy is, in the words of head coach Gary Vandergrift, getting better with each and every game. And indeed carries it one step further, says he is beginning to play some hard-nosed basketball. I think that's been pretty much in evidence tonight, because when he's gotten the ball inside, he has really been tough to stop. Andy with 11 points. He is now 2 out of 3 from the free throw stripe. He shoots 54.5% from that strike. 5 points in the third period for Andy Miller. Well, all of a sudden, Greenwood's got things pretty much their way. They have taken a 3-point lead, nursed it some more, and finally just ran it into 9. Franklin needs a hoop real bad. Rebounded by Jim Mullen, 5'10" senior off the bench. Vandergriff, oh, what a play by Tommy Vandergriff. Vandergriff has just been on a tear in the third period. 4 field goals and a free throw and 9 points. 13 on the night. It's 39-28. What was an extremely close ball game. All of a sudden, Greenwood is blown wide open with 45 seconds to play in the third period. Tom McKinney's going to have to find some way to put a stopper on this. Foul is called prior to the shot. It'll be against Greenwood. And let's see what the guilty party is. Take a look at Vandergriff. What a move this is around that defensive man right there. Super effort inside. Got the hoop. Jeff Smith is going out of the lineup. I believe he is the young man who committed the personal foul. That would have been 2 on him. Still no shots involved. There's head coach Gary Vandergriff. Woodman, as I mentioned, in his 4th year. Been down at Greenwood for a long, long time. Still, Franklin is going ice cold. 30 seconds to play in this period. They have scored but 3 field goals. There's the 4th one right there. .39-30 with 10 seconds to play. Austin. 2 seconds. 1. That's the end of the period. We've gone through 3. And all of a sudden, Greenwood's Woodmen are in command of this basketball game. It's 39-30. 4th period of our Channel 4 High School Game of the Week coming up. 30, Channel 4 will present live coverage of the IHSAA basketball pairings from the Indiana High School Athletic Association headquarters in Indianapolis. It's here to join us at 12:30. It's a Sunday afternoon. See how your favorite teams are matched up as we get set for tournament time here in Indiana. Right now, we're set to go into the 4th period of play. Franklin led at halftime by 1. They are down by 9 as we get that 4th period tap almost in our laps, and the tap controlled by Greenwood. The Woodmen with the lead in the basketball. Whoop, threw it away. A 39-30 halftime lead, of a 3-quarter lead
And Franklin now will face all kinds of defensive efforts from the Greenwood Woodmen as they want to keep Franklin out of this ball game. They only had 4 buckets in that third period, and the last of that came late in the quarter. The other 3 came early. Walking violation. Just underway in the fourth quarter. You're looking at number 30 for Greenwood, Terry Hendershot. Ball knocked free. Woodman get it again. Oh, all by himself. Lead pass to Moreland. He blew the shot, though. And Kenny Austin's got the rebound, and a foul is called on Vandergrift. That'll be 2 on Tom. Both against the club here. Here's the layup by Moreland. Simply got too deep under the hoop, and the 5'10 senior had it come right back at him. And then Vandergrift trying to come in and make the steal. Picked up the personal foul. And we're back live now with 7.5 minutes to go in this contest. Franklin 14-1. Greenwood 9-3. And the Grizzly Cubs get it in and try to bring it across the timeline. But again, that pressure that's all over them from the Greenwood Woodmen. Austin hands it off. And Clayton Cowling has his second bucket. Cowling now with 4. It's 39-32. Vandergrift lets the traffic catch up and clear. Vandergrift again. And there's 2 more points for the Greenwood Woodmen. And tagging on 44, Andy Miller. Andy now with 15. 41-32. Posted in low. Cowling. Pass is going to count. The foul will be called. Foul is against number 30, Terry Hendershot. 2 on him. Watch it again. Cowling. They work the ball inside. Great shot, camera folks. Worked out in low. Double team. Still managed to get the hoop. The body contact by Hendershot. And Cowling with both buckets for Franklin here in this fourth period. Clayton Cowling will go to the free throw line, but first we'll go to a timeout. 6:37 remains to be played. 41-34. Franklin trails, but they're at the line, and we'll be right back. Fans, well, they're fired up now. Their ball club back on the 12th of January was ranked in the top 20. They were tied for 20th by the Associated Press, and UPI had them number 19, and that had to be a big moment for the folks on the south side. But right now, that's the furthest thing from their mind. Tom McKinney is trying to get his ball club into the win column, and there's Clayton Cowling, who is looking for a chance to finish up a 3-point play here. He has all the points scored in the fourth period by Franklin. Now he has all 5 of them, in a total of 7 tonight. 41-35. It has been an 11-point lead for Greenwood, and the first 2 quarters and goodly portion of the third period was strictly a nip and tuck affair. 3 points being the biggest lead for either club throughout much of that. Oh, give and go beautifully. Actually, not the give and go, but they rolled number 24, Tommy Vandergrift, off a pick on the left side as they high-posted Andy Miller. And Vandergrift now has 16 points. 43-35 with 6:07 to play. Now the clock begins to become a factor in this ball game. Shot is good, and the foul is called. That is Tommy Collins from deep in that left corner. There is Tommy, and the foul is tagged on Tony Roberts. 2 on him. Look at Tommy Collins do this again. They almost dare him to take the shot. He does. And watch it. He just barely caught his fingertip. Did Tony Roberts. The hoop is good. And Tommy Collins goes to the free throw stripe. And he, like Clayton Cowling before him, has a chance now to knock that lead down a little bit with another 3-point play. Franklin tonight is 4 out of 4 from the free throw stripe. It's 43-38. 5 minutes, 56 seconds to play in this contest. Roberts getting double teamed at the midcourt stripe off to Vandergrift. Tom Vandergrift. Jerry Vandergrift, his father, along the sideline. This is Miller playing a long way from the hoop. Roberts got it. Will it count? Blocking foul. Yes, it will. Foul is on 55. David Shelley. First on David Shelley.
Awfully strong move as you look at it again. Tony Roberts, 6-foot senior with a 6 per game scoring average, goes right to the hoop. And the reason that Kelly got the foul was he simply was not settled in position. He was still trying to get in to shut off that baseline, and the official correctly so called the foul. So here we go now with Tony Roberts at the stripe. He's good. Gary Vandergrift describes him as an intelligent player. He is the quarterback type of guard. And you have watched him run this ball club along with his running mate Tom Vandergrift very well tonight. Off the missed shot by Kenny Austin. Greenwood's got it again. The Woodmen ahead by 8 on Franklin's home court. They have played very well, particularly with a brilliant third quarter burst that put them in front by 11. Andy Miller, it is good. It will count, and I think Andy will get tagged with a personal foul in the process. Let's wait for the official call from John Stupp. It is going to count, yes. Now look at it coming down the lane again. Here is Andy. Got around the first man, now goes inside. Tommy Collins sets the block, and Andy runs right over top of it. Third foul on him, but his 17th point. There is Tom McKinney across the way, along with his assistants. Noel Heminger out of Eastern Illinois, who coaches the reserves. Mike Eineman, University of Evansville, is the freshman coach, and Dan Workman out of Indiana Central is the varsity assistant. Missing is Tommy Collins. First free throw they've missed tonight. 48-38, a 10-point stretch now for the Greenwood Woodmen. Now they're in no hurry. Roberts, little cat and mouse game with Tommy Collins. 4:45 to play, third period. Fine defensive play from Tommy Scott. Franklin in a hurry. This is Scott, near side. Look out, Collins. Won't go. Rebound up beautifully by Tommy Scott. 5'10" sophomore in amongst the tall timber, sneaked up and picked off that rebound and got the hoop. 48-40 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the fourth period. Woodmen take timeout. Timeout Greenwood with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the fourth and final period. It's a 48-40 basketball game with Greenwood out in front by the 8 points. Saturday, if they ever get the sectional round in, the girls will play the regional round of the tournament on the 20th, the semi-state, the 27th, the state finals. You get a chance, get out and watch your favorite team play. The young ladies deserve your attention. Turnover, they didn't get the ball in bounds in the allotted 5 seconds, did not Greenwood, so Franklin has it in. They're trying to wrap up some of those sectionals around the state tonight so they can finally get settled in on the regional play this coming Saturday. Let's hope the weatherman will cooperate. Tapped out of bounds, belongs to Greenwood. I know that Pat Roy and Mildred Ball and the rest of the folks at the IHSAA would like to get that thing rolling along so the schools can kind of settle down to a norm. The weather has just wreaked havoc upon the games that were supposed to have been finished by last Saturday. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to play. Fourth period and a foul. And, well, maybe not. Gary Vandergrift looking out there. What it is, Tony Roberts had his glasses knocked off. There is Tony. He was wanting a foul. I don't think will get it. Take a look at this again as John Stupp talks to him. And here is the pop pass outside. Now watch what happens here. This is Kenny Austin catches his glasses. They go flying to the floor. Good shot, folks. And Tony Roberts will go across the floor and mop his brow and come back out. Greenwood assistant coaches for Gary Vandergrift. Keeney Sloop out of Franklin, the assistant head coach in reserve. Gary Steinhagen out of Indiana State, the freshman coach, assisted by Rick McClurg out of Indiana University, also freshman coach. Greenwood has it. Franklin's got to get it, and they need it now. They are down by 8 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to play. Terry Hinder's shot comes back outside to Tony Roberts. Here's Vandergrift. Miller and back to Vandergrift again. Chasing the ball and inside, Miller gets free and he's fouled. Foul is on Kenny Austin. Pretty good foul to the young man. 5'6" going in the middle against 6'6", but he'll do the job. Now watch it quickly inside. Hinder's shot pops it down low. Here's Austin doing all he can do against a guy a foot taller than he is. He committed the foul. It's only his first of the game, so no problem there as we come back live. Greenwood Woodman, member of the Mid-State Conference, 4-2 record right now. And as Gary Vandergrift mentioned in the opening of our show, they got a chance to win that Mid-State Conference. Franklin is in the South Central Conference, but they'll be in the Mid-State Conference next year. So what a great rivalry will additionally be down here. 48-40 is the score. Greenwood's up by 8. This is Andy Miller missing from the free throw stripe. Second miss in 5 attempts tonight. Andy Miller. He got 2, fouled in the act of shooting. So it's 49-40. Greenwood leading by 9, and time is of the essence right now. Open man is Collins. Rebound picked up by David Shelley. Lost away, but Franklin maintains control. 5 defensive play from Tony Roberts, just stripped it away from Clayton Cowley. And, well, no, wait a minute. Roberts lost his specs again. He's been busy the last couple of minutes just getting things repaired. Well, he goes to the sideline. Let's take a look at the upcoming Greenwood schedule. The Woodmen will be at Speedway on Friday. Spark Plugs of Morris Pollard. Then on Saturday, what a game this ought to be. They are at Indian Creek. They will play the Braves of Bob Hines, 15-0. On down the way, Franklin's Equipagist, Norm Starkey's club, Tom Gould, Shelbyville Golden Bears, the Tigers of Triton Central, coached by Hank Weston, and Bob Hasty, and the Cecina Crusaders. That's the remaining schedule for the Woodmen of Greenwood. They are up now by 9 with exactly 3 minutes to play in this contest. They are looking for their 10th win of the year against 3 defeats. They have handled that Franklin press pretty well here in the second half. Vandergrift with the basketball. Penetrates, had it taken away, but a loose ball picked up, and now it goes down to Miller, and they swing it back outside again. Well, they had the luck of the breaks in that time. Roberts, little 14-footer out front. Split the defense and got inside for the free throw line shot. Just inside the free throw line, and now it's an 11-point lead again. Well, Greenwood has played well, particularly after they got that spurt. They put him ahead. Here's Tommy Collins with his 5th point this period, 9th on the night. 2 minutes and 13 seconds of playing time. We'll be talking with the winning coach after the game. And if all works out well, both coaches after the game. Roberts in no hurry. Inside 2 minutes. Roberts shuffles it off and shuffled his feet. Back to the hoop and tried to clear it off the Henry shot and turn the ball over. Scoring-wise, Kenny Austin has 8 points for Franklin, as does Tommy Scott. Tommy Scott's was a varsity player as a freshman. He's a sophomore now. He played varsity last year. Here's a foul called against Greenwood. It is on Vandergrift. That is a third on Tom. Franklin last year, as we mentioned, 6-15, lost to Greenwood, lost to Indian Creek in the Greenwood sectional. Tom McKinney played mostly under Classman. He said to get him ready for this year, and it has paid off to this point very well. Austin, 9 points for him. I mentioned that Tommy Scott also had 8 points. Tommy Scott, varsity player last year, also plays baseball for the Grizzly Cubs. That is number 11, Kenny Austin, who leads the team in assists. Averages 9 per game, and that's where he is right now. Out of bounds. Going to belong to Greenwood. So with 1:49 to play, Franklin's going to need some kind of a miracle here in the waning seconds. Managed to keep that victory string alive. After losing to Columbus North by 2, they have run off 4 consecutive victories. Move their mark to 14-1. Well, they got a great history down here. This Franklin school won state championships in 1920, 21, and 22. Those are the Wonder 5 years. Ernest Wagner was the coach. They were the state runners-up in 1912 and 1939. They've been in the Sweet 16 15 times, Final 8 9 times, Final 4 7 times, and the Final 2 5 times. Andy Miller can't get it. Rebound out of bounds to Franklin. Up Greenwood. 1:40 to play.
And Greenwood very much in command, leading by 8 points at 51-43. Tom McKinney looking on across the way, and a foul on the inbounds pass. And apparently against Greenwood. On 34, Jeff Smith. Third on him. Minor again. Next Wednesday night, we shall be at Arsenal Technical High School to bring you our Channel 4 High School Game of the Week. Ernie Klein's Tech Titans, 9-7. 4 of those losses for ranked teams. Bill Harrell's Muncie Central Bearcats are 9-6, and every one of those 6 losses was to a ranked ball club. Boston hitting and missing. They got the rebound back and they scored. Boston got his own rebound. So it's 51-46, a minute 31 to play. And timeout. Now wait a minute here. What do we got? The official across the way. Timeout has been called by Franklin. Gary Vandergrift comes up to chat with the official, asking him what the call was. Talking with Roger McGriff. Now Gary will head back to the bench and his associates and team. With a minute and a half to go on this contest, it's 51-46. Let's take a look at how Franklin shapes up here in the next couple of weeks. First off, this coming Friday and Saturday they'll be in action. They'll be at Connorsville to go against Basil Malby Spartans on Friday night. And Saturday they travel to Lawrence North. Jack Keefer's Wildcats will greet them. Then they will close out the season with home games on the 19th against the Plainfield Quakers of Larry Bullington, first-year head coach there, and the Bloomington South Panthers of Bill Springer on the 26th. We saw Bill and his ball club a few weeks back win a game on our Channel 4 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Also some college basketball coming up on TV4. The best in Purdue University basketball. Join us this coming Saturday when Purdue takes on Minnesota. The Golden Gophers, nationally ranked. Time is 4 o'clock on your sports station, Channel 4. As Joe Pate and Bob Ford will be along for that game. Mark it down, the Boilermakers and the Golden Gophers and Big Ten basketball at its best here on TV4. We were talking about that girls basketball tournament a while ago. One thing is for certain, we'll have a new champion this year. Evansville Rights was beaten in the sectional. And last night, #1 Anderson won its sectional at Anderson. So the top-ranked team in the state of Indiana is still going strong. Saw Tom McKinney across the way. He still figures his ball club's got hopes. There is a foul. Good aggressive defense employed, but nonetheless a personal foul on Franklin. And that's not such a bad situation right now. The foul is against David Mathena. They've got to have the basketball. They cannot afford to have Greenwood pounding it up and down the floor. Number 34, Jeff Smith, will be at the line. Gary Vandergrift says he has an excellent future. He can score inside and out. I mentioned the Franklin Central folks at Greenwood. Superintendent Dr. Earl Brentford. Harold Crawford is the principal there. Smith missing the free throw. If Franklin could score here, they might get back in this thing. Here's a walking violation. Oh, we got a foul issue in. It is a foul. Now the foul is against Jeff Smith. I've got him for 4. Athletic director at Greenwood is Bill Hurt. Nancy McMillan is the girls sports director. Enrollment of about 1,102. Franklin's about 1,082. So the school is very similar in size and competitiveness. They are extremely similar. David Shelley goes to the line for Franklin. He's not been there tonight. He's a 73% free throw shooter. You see his numbers. Free throws have been a big part of the fourth period for Franklin. They've been to the line now 8 times. They have hit 5 of the 8. And a timeout has been called again. It is 51-47. What was an 11-point lead about a half a minute ago is now suddenly down to 4. And we'll once again remind you that our next Channel 4 High School Game of the Week will be 1 week from tonight, when we will be at Arsenal Technical High School in Indianapolis. And Ernie Klein, who's a longtime friend of mine and one of the fine veteran coaches in our state, will go up against another man I have nothing but the utmost respect for, Bill Harrell, who almost didn't come back this year with Muncie Central. He had originally resigned, we were told, and then said, yeah, I'll do it again. And I think the guy is a super personality and coach, and he's won 2 state championships in Indiana and 1 in Kentucky. So the Muncie Central Bearcats and the Tech Titans next Wednesday night at 8 here on TV4. Leading scorers for Franklin Central. They've got 12 points now out of Kenny Austin. Greenwood scoring, being led by Tom Vandergrift with 16, but Franklin's very effectively shut him down in the fourth period. Tom has just 1 field goal.
Andy Miller has 18 points. Let's make an adjustment there. Andy, with 5 points in this period, has gone in front in the scoring chase. Not that it matters probably to either one of the young men. He has 18. Tom Vandergrift now with 16. Now the free throw shots that are all important. Well, number 55, David Shelley. He lettered last year as a sophomore. He's a pitcher on that Grizzly Cubs baseball team. And boy, as big as he is, he can probably blitz that thing. Rebound shot, no good. Boyd got the rebound off the missed shot by Shelley and just simply put it up too high. 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. In the middle, knocked away. Picked up by Franklin. Here come the Grizzly Cubs. Driving layup is up and no good, and a foul is called. And the foul is against Greenwood. And once again, Franklin will go back to the free throw line. Take a look at this again. They moved out in the corner here, and about all that Tom Vandergrift can do is commit the foul, because that was just a cinch. 2 points for Tommy Collins. We are back live. Vandergrift with personal foul 4. He and Jeff Smith each have that 4 total. And here is Tommy Collins. Tommy Collins, number 31, a second-year starter. Well, he's quite a football player, too. He was all South Central Conference this past season. A lot of college interest in this young man as a football player. Tommy Collins has been super of late. I mentioned earlier he has had 23 steals in the last 2 games. Now he's got a couple of free throws that are giant ones. And a timeout has been called again by Franklin. It is a 51-49 basketball game. It is exactly what we told you we thought it was going to be. I didn't have anything down time-wise, but it had to be with about 2 minutes to play in the game when it was an 11-point lead, and the last minute's taken forever to play. And in the process, Franklin has come up to within 2. While we have this pause in the action, we'll thank the folks who make our telecast possible. The technical and production crews. Our executive producer, as always, is Michael Davis. Our director, we're delighted to have Peter Mago back tonight. Mark Longerbone, our studio coordinator. Slow motion replay by Dick Blair. Video tonight by Jim Miller, George Stevens, and Mike Metter. Bob DeLong handled the audio. Chris Palmer on cameras, along with Debbie Orr, Kevin Handback, and Bud Bray. Eddie Swanson has been out on the floor with me tonight, trying to keep things in order. Good job, Eddie. And Andy Dietrich handling our graphics tonight. Job well done, ladies and gentlemen. We have had a beauty. It looked for a while as though Greenwood was going to run away and high. They got the 11-point lead, but Franklin has done a brilliant job of keeping their cool and getting back in this basketball game. Tom McKinney, the coach of Franklin, played on the 1964 Columbus North State finalist team, coached by Bill Stearman, one of the great legends in Indiana basketball coaching. Tom was an assistant at Franklin when they went to the Final Four in 73 and 74, and an assistant at Shelbyville when they went to the semi-state in 79. So he knows what the pressure's all about. He can just get that across to his youngsters. Here is a steal by Kenny Austin inside guard. They got the ball to David Mathena on a brilliant defensive play by Kenny Austin, and we are tied at 51. And who would have believed this? 45 seconds to play. Now let's see if Greenwood can keep its cool. They have had an 11-point lead just go up in a puff of smoke. Vandergrift trying to find Tony Roberts. He does. Now they come outside to Hendershot. Hendershot had it taken away, but a reaching in foul is called. Foul is against David Mathena. That is 4 on David Mathena. And Hendershot will go to the line with a couple of biggies. Terry Hendershot, one of the co-captains along with Tom Vandergrift on this basketball team. Now watch it now. A lot of confusion here. There is the foul tagged on David Mathena. And Hendershot, who was an outstanding offensive player both inside and out, according to head coach Vandergrift, will be at the free throw line. They think he's a good small college prospect. So some of your coaches out there who are looking for a young man with an awful lot of heart and a great deal of ability, here he might be. Terry Hendershot, 6'4" senior, gets the first one. He is a 73% free throw shooter. He had 4 points in the first half. That is his third in the second half. And now Franklin will take a timeout. The Franklin Grizzly Cubs want to set up their offense or their defense, as the case may be. They are now down by 1 at 52-51. We were telling you about Tom McKinney, Gary Vandergrift, in his 4th year. He coached football down here at Greenwood High for 17 years, 12 of those as a head coach. Coached both football and basketball for a couple of years, and he coached baseball for 11 years as a head coach. Now, as a youngster running around Sullivan High School, he was one of the outstanding athletes at Sullivan High. Played football, baseball, and basketball, and ran track. And, of course, his abilities have been passed along to his young son, Tom Vandergrift, the 6-foot junior, who has come up tonight with 16 points. He leads the club in scoring, steals, and assists. Last year, Greenwood was 16-5, but their junior varsity was 18-2. Their first winning season in 8 years, as far as the varsity is concerned. As a matter of fact, they tell us that Greenwood was the top rebounding team in the state last year. They averaged 44 rebounds a game, and that is without that big giant in the middle. And here's the big free throw shot coming up here. The Terry Hendershot. Oh, what a bunch of pressure that was, and Hendershot handled it beautifully. 28 seconds remain. It's a two-point basketball game. 53-51 Greenwood. The Woodmen back in that defense. They knock it away. It'll belong to Franklin again. Clock shows 20 seconds to play. Franklin coaches across the way are down on their haunches. There's the time superimposed upon your screen. 17, you see it. 2-point lead. Here is a shot by Austin. It's no good, but he's fouled. Tony Roberts picks up personal foul 3. And Kenny Austin, who made that brilliant steal off the missed free throw shot a while ago and got the hoop to put him back in this ball game at a tie. Here he goes to the free throw stripe to take the 15-footer. He is bumped by Tony Roberts, and now Kenny Austin's got the same pressure on him, and Hendershot had at the other end about 10 seconds ago. Kenny Austin, a 5'6" senior. He is 3 out of 5 from the stripe, and they've all come in the final period. 13 seconds to play. Kenny Austin with 13 points. As you see, his average is 9 per game. A 42% field goal shooter, 71% from the free throw stripe. High ball game again. 13 seconds to play, and Greenwood will take timeout. What a tremendous ball game this has been tonight. You always are a little hesitant when you go on the air to say this could be a great ball game, but you had the feeling tonight when you looked at these two ball clubs on paper, when you talked to the people who knew them, that this was going to be a real shootout of the OK Corral. And it didn't start, well, it did start out that way. Nobody got more than a 3-point lead. Greenwood led by 3 in the first period. Then in the second quarter, they trailed by 3 early, got a 3-point lead again, only to find themselves down at halftime by 1, 22-21. Not much happened for Franklin in the third quarter. They had only 8 points on 4 field goals, and indeed fell behind by 11 points. At the end of 3, it was a 39-30 affair. Greenwood out in front, and for all intents and purposes, they were on their way to win number 10. They had things pretty much their way. They were leading by 11 again, a little more than midway through the final period, and then all of a sudden, Franklin, just keeping their cool and staying with their game plan, got back in it again. Kenny Austin made a steal off of a rebound off of a missed free throw attempt. Got the hoop, tied the game at 51, and we've been battling it out tooth and nail ever since that point in time. This may be our most exciting game of the year so far. Next week at Tech for Muncie Central, and in a couple of weeks we got Northwest and Pike. We've got a chance to see Mac Gaddis and Ed Siegelspine Ball Club. And also the Northwest Space Pioneers, Bill Ritter. All right, we're tied at 53. Inbounds pass. And they finally do. 10 seconds. They got to hurry to get it across the timeline. They threw it away. And a walking violation with 7 seconds to go. Terry Hendershot. He couldn't find anybody. He just kind of put it up for grabs and almost put it in our lap over here. And now with 7 seconds remaining, Franklin and many of the fans, I'm certain if you could get them to tell you the truth, that just about given up hope. And now they got a chance to win this thing. Franklin 14-1. Greenwood 9-3 on the season. And we are locked up at 53. Leading scorer for Franklin with 14 points is Kenny Austin. Tommy Scott has 8. They've got 11 now from Tommy Collins, 5 out of David Shelley. 8 points from Tommy Scott. That's the way the starting 5 has scored tonight. For Greenwood, a couple of players in double figures being led by the 18 points of Andy Miller and the 16 of Tom Vandergrift. They have 9 points from Tony Roberts, 8 points out of Terry Hendershot, and only 2 points out of Jeff Smith. Now, Jeff averages 9 per game, but he has scored only 1 field goal. That came in the first period. Here we go now. 7 seconds remain to be played. On our Channel 4 High School Game of the Week, we are locked up at 53. Greenwood and Franklin. Outside shot will not go for Kenny Austin. Rebound back up. It would not have counted had it gone. And a foul is called. It is on David Shelley with 1 second to play. Now that was out of the top of the free throw circle. I don't know if we can see that again, but here it comes again. Thanks to Dick Blair, our slow motion man. There is what I think was, yes, it was. That was the foul right there. On the rebound, you saw 55, David Shelley collide with Andy Miller. As we come back live, Andy Miller's got a chance to maybe win this basketball game. He will get 1 and the bonus. Here is Andy, a 55% shooter from the stripe. No good. Here's the baseball shot, hits the ceiling, and we get overtime. We have gone through 4 quarters of basketball, and we've still got nobody a winner. Tie ball game at 53-53. You can see the enthusiasm in the stands. And they've got a large crowd on hand here tonight. We'll be back for the overtime. Greenwood locked up at 53. The tip good call by David Shelley of the Franklin Grizzly Cubs, who have made a tremendous comeback, down by 11 midway through the final period. Drop it inside. Shelley, yes. David Shelley, who committed a foul with 1 second to go that might have cost him a ball game. Shelley getting his first field goal in the 4th period of play in the overtime session. A 2-point lead at the 3-minute overtime period, as you well know. Greenwood has the basketball. They are down by 2 at 55-53. Here is the steal. Tommy Collins has a defensive man in front of him. Missed the shot. Rebound. Back up and good. It is Tommy Collins again. He missed the first shot. Picked up his rebound. Put it back up. He has 13 points. 57-53. That is, believe it or not, the biggest lead that Franklin has had in this entire game. They led by 3 in the 2nd period, trailed by 11 in the 3rd and the 4th quarter, and now they are up by 3. I think it's by 4. And they've got a chance to go up by 2 more. It is Tommy Collins again. Collins with back-to-back field goals, and Greenwood takes timeout. With 1:44 to play in overtime, 59-53, Greenwood. Franklin will be right back. Coach of Franklin looks on. He's trying to run his ball club's record to 15-1, and they have come out like a house of fire in the overtime period. They have scored 6 unanswered points, and they 59-53 with 1:32 to play in overtime. Greenwood with the basketball. The Woodmen have got to have a hoop right here. Here is Vandergrift. Now the outside shot that rims and comes out of there, and the ball batted free and off the fingertips of Kenny Austin. Jeff Smith was a young man who got the shot in the air, caught the iron a couple of times and came out. Franklin on defense, setting up in what appears to be a 2-1-2 zone. They will let Greenwood take that outside shot. Here it is again. This time it is good. Jeff Smith hits this one. Smith now with 4 points done. He averages almost 9 per game. 1:09 to play in this, both in part with the overtime session, actually. 3-on-1 break, and they got it again. That was 41. Clayton Cowling, his first bucket in overtime. Rebound pulled out of there by David Shelley, and a foul on the ensuing rebound, Tony Roberts. That'll be 4 on him. Boy, I'm telling you, Greenwood had this thing put away. They really had things going their way. There's Tom McKinney, head coach of Franklin. And his ball club was down by 11. And for all the world, Greenwood appeared to have total command of this basketball game. Gary Vandergrift still trying to keep his charges fired up. They trail now by 61-55. And the rebound comes out to them. They got to have some hoops in a hurry. They can ill afford much time for running any plays. Smith inside. Nope. Rebound picked up by Franklin. Greenwood shoots on the year 47% from the field. They make the steal. Vandergrift cannot get it. The rebound put back up, and a foul is called prior to the shot. And the foul is against Franklin. What a hectic last couple of minutes here. Foul is on number 23. That is Lee Boyd, number 2 on Lee. Here's the situation now. It's a 61-55 basketball game. 6-point lead for Franklin. 33 seconds to play in overtime, and Greenwood's at the free throw line. This is Jeff Smith. Poole is a cucumber, 71% shooter. Second trip to the stripe tonight. He is 1 out of 2 now. There's 5 points in the contest. 33 seconds remain in overtime. It's 61-57. Greenwood looking for a steal on the inbounds pass. They do not get it. Lob pass to Tommy Collins. Collins, little 10-footer, blocked away, and the rebound picked up and out of bounds, too. I believe it'll belong to Franklin. Clayton Cowling went down hard, as did one of the Greenwood Woodmen. That'll be a foul being called. Here it comes again. This is Tommy Collins. Pulls up with a little 10-footer, blocked away. Here's the pick up of the ball by Clayton Cowling, and there is the personal foul. And you saw, I think Vandergrift it was, go to the floor pretty hard. Indeed it was, and that was his 5th foul. So Tom Vandergrift leaves the ball game with 16 points, but of the 16, only 2 of those in the final period and the overtime session. He was very effective in the 3rd quarter, scoring 10 points, but they really shut him down from that point on. There is Tommy. 6-foot junior, played very well tonight. Clayton Cowling missing. He'll get 2, fouled in the act. Now we're down to 28 seconds. It's a 4-point lead for Franklin in overtime. Our first overtime of the year on our Channel 4 game of the week. Cowling needed that one badly, because otherwise a couple of hoops and Greenwood could have tied it. Tony Roberts takes the outside shot. Rebound in the air, picked out of there by Tommy Collins. 3-on-1 at break. Collins, nope. Rebound picked up Cowling, nope. Cowling again, still won't go. Finally out of there with it, Andy Miller. Up past the court. The ball is stolen, but double dribble will be called right in front of us here. Kenny Austin caught it. The ball hit the ground once. He picked it up and then put it on the dribble. Good call. Timeout, Franklin. 10 seconds remaining to be played in this contest. And it's a 62-57 game, and now it looks like Franklin's picked up victory number 15. Our next high school game of the week, reminder again, next Wednesday night will be at Arsenal Technical High School. Tech Titans playing host to the Bearcats of Muncie Central. Join us for that one. Mark it down, 8 o'clock. Pull up the old easy chair. We'll entertain you throughout the evening. Wednesday night at 8. And it's been one kind of a basketball game. It has been up and down the court. Good, tenacious defense. About the kind of scoring we had anticipated. Some super efforts on some individuals, but for the most part, it's been a team game tonight. And just a dramatic comeback by Franklin. They were down by 11 in the 4th period and appeared to be just about out of the ball game. Almost looked as though if Greenwood got another hoop anywhere along the way, it was turn out the lights time. And then they caught fire. And they must have used that clock for about 5 minutes and didn't tick off any more than about a half a minute on that thing, and got themselves back in, tied it at 51, tied again at 53, and that's the way we ended regulation time. Now it is 62-57, Franklin, and Greenwood trying to pick up a real quick hoop. This shot outside by Roberts. Rebound picked up by Tommy Collins, and we're down to 2 seconds, and Franklin's going to win this basketball game. And boy, nothing but accolades and congratulations to Tom McKinney and his Franklin Grizzly Cubs. What an effort they have done. Franklin players congratulating each other, as well they should. There's Gary Vandergrift with his assistants along the sideline. It's amazing how when a ball game starts to get out of your hands when you're a coach, and you've seen it happen if you're a fan, you've seen it happen a number of times, there is nothing in the world you can do to stop that old momentum. Collins missing the free throw shot. Boy, he got a couple of gigantic hoops back-to-back in this overtime period. 2 seconds, 1 second, that's it. Ball game is over.
And the Franklin fans come screaming out of the stands. You'd have thought they won a sectional or something. Great South Side rivalry. Final score, Franklin 62, Greenwood 57. Quick wrap in just a minute. Rafferty and the Channel 4 News crew are standing by. We'll get to them just in a minute. Briefly here, final score again is 62-57. The leading scorer for the victorious Franklin Grizzly Cubs had 3 players in double figures, led by the 15 points of Tommy Collins. He was brilliant in overtime, by the way. 14 out of Kenny Austin, who had that all-important steal in the 4th period that got Franklin into a tie at 51. 10-point total tonight for Clayton Cowling. 8 points out of Tommy Scott this evening. He played very well. 7 points from David Shella, the other starting forward, who played very well in the later stages of the game. 4 points each out of David Mathena and Bruce Ward off the bench. For Greenwood, 2 players scored in double figures. 18 out of Andy Miller, 16 from Tom Vandergriff. 8 points tonight out of Terry Hendershot. 9 from Tony Roberts. He was really very good with the basketball tonight. 6 points out of Jeff Smith. Greenwood did not get a point off of their reserves coming off the bench tonight. At the halftime score, 22-21 Franklin, and then, as I mentioned, an 11-point lead for Greenwood. It looked like the Woodmen had it locked up. Franklin stayed in the game and came up with their win, their 15th of the year. Final again is 62-57. They are 15-1. Greenwood goes to 9-4 on the season. Thanks to all the folks involved with the schools to help make our telecast possible tonight. Any reproduction of our telecast is strictly forbidden without the express written permission of WTTV, who also has approval of the announcers we use in all of our sports telecasts. This is Jerry Baker inviting you to please be with us next Wednesday night, the 17th of February, for our next basketball game of the week. The Bearcats of Muncie Central and the Titans of Tech live at 8 o'clock. And so long, everybody.
Tonight's Indiana High School Game of the Week has been brought to you in part by your pharmacist in green from your neighborhood Hooks Dependable Drugstore. Let Hooks be the one. And by American Fletcher National Bank, providing stability and professionalism in banking. Jerry Baker appears to the courtesy of WIBC. This has been a Channel 4 sports presentation.